Hello all, this is how to start Glory of Generals from scratch. First of all, you should go to the headquarters. Your commander, you should upgrade it as soon as you can, because it brings some benefits to your game. Okay, mine's a captain now. In each battle, you must attain 5 stars, or else you're not gonna ever finish the game. This game requires that you get an additional general. It's best to play Legion mode, Europe 1943, to get the most medals by playing either General Guderian. However, once you have a second general, you may play Rommel and it will bring the most medals to you, about 100 per game. However, these games take quite a long time, so I recommend you go through the campaign first. The Axis levels I feel are a bit easier in the beginning, except for the 3rd level, Operation Westerbrung. In Blitzkrieg, it should be a fairly easy process to get the 5 stars you need. Note that the points that you need to capture have a star around it. Like Poznan, this factory over here, down this village here, and the airport here. Make sure you utilize all your units. Move everything you can as far as possible. And use artillery's range. This one can shoot 3 tiles away, roughly. You see, it's 1, 2, 3 tiles away. It's best to use it first so your tank can finish it off. Make sure to use the not the medipacks, but the paid healing feature that costs 80 coins. When your troops are about at half health, the power of the troop becomes significantly weakened. So, when that happens, be sure to heal it. And protect your general at all times. Make sure that when the health is low, you should restore it so that you can continue the battle. The general is the most important unit you have because its power is far greater than any of those of the other regular units. Right here, this general has 44 additional health points, along with one more view so it can see further into the fog, and it has supply +2, so it heals itself a bit. Otherwise, it's 1 tank medal for each, which isn't that great, but 2 medals is good for beginner general. Basically, you keep attacking until you get to those strong points. Only if you have some difficulties beating the game should you actually consider spending the medikits, the 4 that you have here. You won't ever get any again from free activities. You must buy them through the medals. So you have to work for it, but the medals should be best spent on generals, so it is not efficient if you buy medipacks with those. So use them only in the direst situations, and I suggest it's in the Eastern Front levels. That's when you start to have great difficulties beating the levels, actually. A second general will quickly help you get through the Europe ones, the Western Front, pretty quickly, so best that you get that soon. I recommend getting General Kull, this general over here. It doesn't cost too much. The 1-star section, Kull, 493 medals. Pretty much after 10 levels of the regular gameplay, if you save the medals up. Kull has 2 tank medals, which is great because tanks are in my opinion, are the best troops in the game. And your general, I think you only need to raise it to having 2 tank medals at most. Then you can focus on getting a second general. After that, work on your general because you want him to be the highest level eventually, but the second general will allow you to beat most levels with ease. The problem with the CPUs are that they can't heal. That's your advantage over them. Also, they tend to rush you quite hard. They only want to attack your units and take your cities. And they prefer certain units over other units. For example, artilleries are more vulnerable to the enemy's AI than, let's say, infantry. If there's an artillery, especially rocket artillery or field artillery, the enemy AI would try to target them first. So be careful when you're doing that. Note that artilleries in bunkers can return fire on tanks and infantry. However, boats and artillery will not suffer any damage. As you can see, okay, land forts hurt only tanks, artillery, infantry, but excluding the rocket artillery. This is the entrenchment. It lowers the damage a bit. However, I don't find it too useful because it usually isn't significant. If you're fighting a tough enough enemy, they're gonna do a lot of damage to you anyhow. Especially with a general that has 4 medals, such as Guderian over here. You should be able to work through the first couple levels pretty quickly, and it should be roughly until you get to the third last levels of each Europe map is when things start getting a bit tougher. I will post future updates on harder levels to give you guys a guide to get through those difficult levels. You see here is a turn 5. You will beat this one no matter what you do. It is designed that you can get 5 stars. So just don't attack anything that you don't need to attack. No optional points, you don't need to take it. You just keep attacking. Fairly simple. And yeah, now artillery in. Get rid of the general up here. Okay. Didn't get it, but that's fine. Other units. There. 50 medals. Thanks for watching. Hope it helped.